Alright, so basically today what I'm going to be doing is installing this Drock, something I got off eBay. It's a Drock power meter with the, let's see, it's a whole kit here. So basically, let me see what we can see here. Comes with the power meter, comes with the box to install it in, also comes with the L6-30 plug that you'll need to run a power strip for some of the asic miners. And one thing I want to say right off the bat, is this video is for educational purposes only. If you are not comfortable doing this kind of work, don't put yourself at risk. And seek a licensed electrician. Everything that I'm doing here is in my own home. I'm not an electrician, but I do have some experience working with electrical stuff, I guess you'd say, and I'm I'm comfortable with doing this myself. But if you're not, then don't. This isn't an instructional video on how to do this. Again, this is just for educational purposes only. So the reason that I went ahead and put a 2x4 here is because if you measure the distance between these two holes, it's less than 3.5 inches. So basically, I'll be able to go ahead and mount this on here with no problem and have enough room for all the screw holes. So basically, this is going to see if you can see it. So I went ahead and just slid this down in. Just be careful with these wires. You can go ahead and take them loose if you want to, and then reattach them after you're done. But so you're going to go ahead. Actually, I did not look to see. You want to make sure that does it say what side is up? Okay, so I'm assuming since the text is upright right here, that means that's the upside. So I'm gonna go ahead and just snap it in like that. Okay, so as you can see, I've kind of got the wires going through here already. I can back out. I went ahead and spliced. I got the coating off the outside. So what I will tell you about the coating is, when you have this wire, you just want to skim some of the coating off the bottom. That way, if you damage the coating of one of the inside wires, you're just right here at the bottom instead of being way up here and damaging it up there, and then you got to cut it back even more. So once you've got a little bit of the coating, and you can either grab a wire, if you can get a good grip on it, you can go ahead and try to pull that wire a little bit and see if it'll split it, or you can just kind of split it with your hand. Split it with your thumbs enough to where you get it to where enough of it's coming off the side where you can actually just grab the coating. And once you can grab the coating, you can just pull it up like that and it'll split right off. And then just cut off that coating, and then you haven't damaged the coating on any of your inside wires there. So basically, I went ahead and I just took everything off. I went ahead and took the transformer off of here. Make it a little bit easier. And basically, according to this diagram, let's see if maybe this, it's got a diagram on the back. It's color coded. So if you're going to do this on 120, you can use this on 120 or 240. From the way it appears, it would appear that basically it wants you to use this bottom screw on your voltage input, and then that voltage input basically goes through the transformer there. That's what this rectangle is. Goes over here to your load and then returns. So on 120, basically that voltage input would be your black wire. In normal residential house wiring, your black wire would be the hot, and that would be the one you would want to hook to the bottom screw there. And then your white wire would be your neutral. And I guess from what they got it showed here, they want you to hook that to the top one there, and then put the transformer on the black wire before the load. Also, excuse me. Also, I'm doing 240 though, so basically both of my wires are hot. So they're in a sense both voltage inputs. So basically what I'm going to do though, just in case it makes any kind of difference for this meter or whatever, is I'm just going to make sure whichever hot wire I hook it to, which I'm probably going to go ahead and use, I'll just go ahead and use the red wire. I'm going to make sure and hook to this bottom screw, and also put the transformer on that one that goes to the bottom screw. So, like I said, in my case, both of these wires are hot. But that's how I'm going to go ahead and do it. So that's what we have here. We do have, basically I could have done this with, this is 10/3 wire. So that's basically 10 gauge. And there's 3 wires inside, because they don't count the ground in that number, which you basically have 2 hots here, a neutral and then a ground. This L630 plug basically only has, let me get this off here, basically only has 2 hots and a ground. So this doesn't actually use the neutral, so I really could have just gotten 10/2 for this, but either way, that's fine. We just won't be using the neutral. I'll just poke it up in there somewhere, and I won't hook it up at the box, but I'll leave it there at the box in case we ever utilize that. So let's see here. So basically, I'm gonna go ahead and put this transformer on my red wire. Just kind of get that out of the way. Let's see how this looks. This looks like we could probably, probably go ahead and do it this way. So I was trying to figure out this. I have a thinner wire here. All this wire going from your power source to the little meter there is basically just powering the meter for the most part. I mean, it's offering some monitoring as well. Most of the monitoring though is coming through this transformer, so that meter doesn't use a whole lot of power. So obviously the wire doesn't have to be the same gauge as this, because you're not that meter's not going to be pulling very much current. The only thing I would say is you just want to make sure your wire is rated for the voltage. This particular wire is rated for up to 600 volts. And so that, so that would be more than sufficient for this 240 volt application. So I think what we're going to do, what I'm going to try to do is just basically fold this. Also, you have this strip gauge here. So if you take your wire and basically put it up against here, like so, it will show you how far to strip it. As you can see, I went a little far on that one. So we'll go ahead and cut a bit of that off. But, that'll show you how far to strip that wire to, so that when you go to place that in there, you have the right length so that you don't have a bunch of exposed wires sticking out. Okay, through a little bit of trial and error, I realized this is what really needs to be done. So basically what I did was went ahead, this wire is, I just don't like, when I put it through like that. It's still got quite a bit of space, but this one I could actually, strip it far enough and then fold it over like that, kind of press it down a little, and it will actually go in there. This one's large enough for the folded wire to go in there. It's going to make a liar out of me now, even though I just had it a second ago. But go ahead and push that up in there. I can basically see it there at the end right there, just about poking out. So that tells me that's in there pretty good. Get my little crimper, put it on blue. And we'll go ahead and crimp it down a couple times, just to make sure it's on there good. And we're not pulling out of there. And so now this is big enough to go around the screw that I needed to go around in order for this whole setup to work properly. So basically I want this on the top side there. And we will put this on here. Back on the way it was on there. So here, got it, got the faceplate on. You're definitely gonna have to make sure if your transformer is behind the outlet here, it can't be sticking like a circle like this. It needs to be sideways, otherwise it won't fit. It's even when you turn it sideways with all the wires and everything in there, it's still a very tight fit. But yeah, got that on, so just keep that in mind. Alright, so basically here I am over here. I already killed the power to this box. I've got the main power over there at my house. As you can see, you know, I can check it also just to verify. So, can check it to ground, also check it to neutral, because the ground and neutral, since this is a sub panel, they're not bonded over here in the shed. And so as you can see, and then we can also check across both of these. So I have no voltage, which is also apparent because I, you know, everything in the shed is off now. But basically, I do. This is 6 gauge cable. So I mean, I do have 50 amp service in here. And basically, this, you know, this is a 30 amp breaker that I'm adding. I've got a couple 15s there already. I know though, even though I'm building this to what this is supposed to be, I've only got one ASIC, one 1200 watt ASIC that I will be hooking up to this. So I'm not going to be anywhere near the current rating that even this 30 amp can carry. I'm just building. If I do start, you know, if I did start adding more ASICs over time, to where I was getting close to, you know, what this cable is rated for, then I may have to reevaluate, you know, what I have coming into the shed here, along with anything else that I have. I do plan to run a, I got a couple tandem 20 amp. I'm going to run one 20 amp outlet over there also. But like I said, I'm not even running this anywhere near the capacity of what it, you know, what it's rated for. So I'm just, that's kind of stuff that you got to be aware of. You know, you got to be aware of what you have currently coming into you know, your shed or whatever it is that you have. So I picked up this other breaker here at Lowe's. I'll leave that off for the moment. And basically, I've got to get this down around here. So I basically got to get the red and the black down around here. Let's see. Maybe I should have brought it from the side there. I think we'll be right. So get this in here, and this is what I was telling you earlier. To just kind of skin this off at the bottom. Peel this back. Once you can get a hold of it here. There. Again, as I said, since the neutral isn't hooked up on that end, I'm not going to hook it up over here, but I am going to leave it here in the box in case, you know, in case it's ever needed in the future. so just go ahead and throw a wire nut on here just for added protection to you know, make sure that nothing can energize this wire, which I'd say should be fine here. And then we got and time to turn the power on. Alright, got the power back on and everything, so I guess here's a moment of truth. If we turn this on and it doesn't trip, that's a good sign. Okay, so we're on, and we'll go down and take a look. And so here we go. Got good measurement here, 247 volts, 59.9 hertz. So pretty good. We haven't had much of a voltage drop coming from the main box over there either, apparently. So I don't have anything hooked up to it yet. Once I get something hooked up, we'll go ahead and see if this right here with the watts and the amps, and then the kilowatt hours. I'm not sure what the PF is right off the bat. Anyways, we'll see if that's all working. If that is working, then that means that the transformer is hooked up properly and all that stuff. Which I won't know that until I actually hook something up to it. So we'll see.